Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. All right, another one. Animated history of Scotland. Have I done this one? Huh. I didn't have a like on it, so okay, my name's Connor. Hi, I like to learn things. I'm from New England. Let's go. Oh, special guest for the day is Will. Get over here. William Howard Taft. Um, one of the greatest. He didn't live for very long as president, but William, we got you. Gonna be an audience member. Let's go. Hope you're all doing well. Really do. All right, chin up. Let's learn.
Scotland is a country north of England in the island known as Great Britain. It is worthwhile to note that even though the country has been united with English since 1707, it is very important that if you ever visit there, do not call them British. Celtic people arrived in the British Isles in the first millennium BC, and soon spread to form the Brittonic, Gaelic and Pictish people, who all really hate each other for some reason. This lasted until 43 AD, by which time the Romans were having so much fun conquering stuff that they decided to make it a thing.
So is that me?
And soon spread to form.
So, like, are these my people? I am. Look, I don't know further back, but I know where my ancestors came from Europe. Where they were before they came from Europe, I don't know, but they came from Mohill, Ireland. I think Lancashire, England. At least my paternal sides. So that means this is me, right? Americans don't get to have a history before 1776, but for some reason. But like, it's not like it just poofed up. This is my history too, okay?
Formed the Brittonic, Gaelic and Pictish people, who all really hate each other for some reason. This lasted until 43 AD, by which time the Romans were having so much fun conquering stuff that they decided to make it a thing. The Picts proved very difficult to conquer, and the Romans found themselves unable to invade the highland in an area called Caledonia. The name Caledonia probably originating from one of the Pictish tribes called the Caledoni. Emperor Hadrian of Rome built a fortified wall to defend against the Picts, while enforcing a strict no-touchy rule. By the time the Romans left in 450 AD, the south of Britain was conquered by Germanic peoples called the Anglo-Saxons. Scotland by this point was politically divided into 4 kingdoms: the Celtic Picts, Scotti and Altclut, and the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Berricia.
Guys, can I go back like 15 seconds? I'm doing it. Join the army, they said. It would be fun, they said.
Built a fortified wall to defend against the Picts, while enforcing a strict no-touchy rule. By the time the Romans left in 450 AD, the south of Britain was conquered by Germanic peoples called the Anglo-Saxons. Scotland by this point was politically divided into 4 kingdoms: the Celtic Picts, Scotti and Altclut, and the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Berricia. Scotland later shamelessly stole this name from the Scotti, who were actually originally from Ireland. Berricia eventually became Northumbria, and the Vikings invaded to become the Kingdom of York. The Gaels and the Picts united under a dude named Kenneth MacAlpine to form the Kingdom of Elba. It is worthwhile to note that most of Europe were fighting against the Vikings in the 10th century, and Scotland, not wanting to be left out, joined in. The Vikings were defeated in 927.
Oh my god, I was looking at this picture, and I'm like, for some reason my brain is registering the more beige paper color, the tannish color as the land, and registering the land part as water, but sorry, that may be
to form the Kingdom of Elba. It is worthwhile to note that most of Europe were fighting against the Vikings in the 10th century, and Scotland, not wanting to be left out, joined in. The Vikings were defeated in 927 by a newly formed Kingdom of England, who then continued to invade north into Scotland. The Kingdom of Elba, Strathclyde and Dublin united against the English but were defeated in 937. The 2 kingdoms made their peace, and Strathclyde was annexed by Elba in 945. The next 2 centuries is basically war with England. Fast forwarding to William Wallace. After the death of King Alexander, who left no heirs, King Edward of England appointed John Balliol as King of Scotland in 1292.
Did he sleep with not my gentle son? If he wishes his wife to run his kingdom forward, so be it. Like, did William Wallace have a kid with her?
And then Edward was like, "Hey buddy, that's an awful nice kingdom you got there. It'd be a shame if anything were to happen to it."
Longshanks'
John
son
called up the French king and was like, "Hey, wanna be friends? This Edward guy is nuts." And Edward was like, oh hey, sorry, looks like your line got cut, and oh, by the way, I brought an army to Scotland and now I'm king. And this guy named William Wallace says, not today, good sir, and roundhouse kicks the English posterior all the way back down to London. The English later killed Wallace, and 2 more wars were fought, but the Scots eventually gained independence from the English in 1357.
It's not historically
in 1371,
accurate.
King James III gained the Orkney and Shetland Islands in a dowry when he became engaged to Margaret of Denmark. Around this time,
Wait, so you're telling me the freedom line, the most iconic line in Braveheart, was just like an American spin? Like, oh, what would it be nice? Freedom.
Scots eventually gained independence from the English in 1357. In 1371, King James III gained the Orkney and Shetland Islands in a dowry when he became engaged to Margaret of Denmark. Around this time, Scottish Gaelic had died out to a regional language, largely being replaced by the Germanic Middle English. In Germanic Middle English.
Guys, I know I'm annoyingly pausing a lot. Scottish Gaelic. I don't mean to offend, I like to try. Rob is Seba Faikin Mara Saimo Bay and Iafagan.
Largely being replaced by the Germanic Middle English.
Huh?
In the early 16th century, Scotland became influenced by the teachings of Luther and Calvin, who were like, hey guys, the Pope is dumb and we're cool and you should totally start a church. To which the Scots replied, I know, right? What's he even hiding under that hat? And so the Presbyterian Church was born, solidifying Scotland as a Protestant nation. In 1603, Elizabeth I died without an heir, leaving her cousin, James VI, as King of England, Scotland, and Lord of Ireland in a personal union. Time to
Best
get messy.
funeral
James and his son
ever.
King Charles attempted to create more political and religious personal union. Time to get messy. James and his son King Charles attempted to create more political and religious unity among the 3 nations, who couldn't reach any compromises. Rebellions were sparked all over the Isles, which began the English Civil War and the War of the Three Kingdoms, resulting in England's victory and dominance in British politics. There's a lot more to cover here, but the war was so needlessly complicated that there's no way I could cover it in enough detail here. In 1707, after a failed attempt at colonialism by Scotland, the Acts of Union were passed between English and Scottish to merge the 2 countries into political union, forming the Kingdom of...
Didn't a good amount of Scottish people settle in the south of America? Not South America, the south of what is modern day America.
Scotland, the Acts of Union were passed between English and Scottish to merge the 2 countries into political union, forming the Kingdom of Great Britain. Scottish economy and parliament were dissolved and absorbed by London, while retaining Scottish law and religion. The union brought in a lot of money to the Scots, who became part of the growing British Empire. After a brief Jacobite uprising, Scotland saw growth and prosperity. In the 1800s,
That's one of the big things that I've definitely heard a bunch of times and probably watched videos about, but still don't completely understand the Jacobite uprising. Also, Calvinism. Like I'm obviously familiar with Martin Luther, but John Calvin, right? I need to learn more about him.
Prospered under the Enlightenment and Industrial Revolution to become a strong manufacturing economy. The Scots fought in World War I and II under the Kingdom of Great Britain. In 1999, Scotland was granted devolved powers and increased her independence while still remaining within the Union. The Scottish National Party became the majority government in Scottish Parliament in 2011, and a
What's the blue and the red?
referendum was held on Scottish independence in 2014. Scotland voted to remain part of the United Kingdom, along with being granted further devolved powers. In 2016, after Scotland voted to remain in the European Union, while the rest of Great Britain voted to leave, Scotland has shown increased support for the second independence referendum to be held within the next 2 years.
Cool.
Where should we go to next? Comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome video, Sweeney, once again. Oh, William, forgot about you. Yeah, he didn't have a great presidency. Very cool. I know it was a short video. Can't get all a history of a country in one little video like that, but redundancy is my friend in learning. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you learned something, or it can help me learn something in the comments. Join the Discord, guys. It makes it easier for me to see your recommendations or just talk to you in general. And it's fun sometimes. Kind of. Bye, guys.